this video, I'm going to show you how to use expression sliders to control a time remap effect attached to nested compositions. Okay, so the next step will be to get the sliders built in for the facial expressions and controlling the angle of the head and everything else. So the goal of this is to create a null object. So I'm going to call it head controls, and I'm going to move it down roughly where I want it. So I'm going to pull up the effects window, effect controls. Where are those? Okay, so I'm going to add some sliders. I'm going to add all the sliders we're going to use just right now, since it'll make it easy. So the first thing I'm going to add is a blink. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to add, I'm just pressing Control D to duplicate, is mouth shape. Okay, the next thing is going to be smile. Next thing, one more, will be eyebrows, and that'll be for raising and unlowering eyebrows. Next one will be anger. I'll use anger to actually bring the eyebrows closer towards the nose. I'll do probably one more for cheeks. I don't think I'll need one for frown, because frown will be essentially the opposite of smile, so the sliders can go both ways. Blink, mouth shape, smile, eyebrows, anger, cheeks. What we're going to focus on right now is blink and mouth shape. Let's open this up. Press E to open effects. You have to make sure these are turned down so that you can see them, because the technique we're going to use to grab them, it's just a little bit faster than having to type everything in. I'm going to pull this composition window down and dock it to the bottom. I need to control these time remaps, so I'm going to Alt click, and expressions are now enabled. I'm going to make sure this top composition is here. So I want my time remap here to be directly correlated to blink. So I'm going to go up here and pick whip and drag it to the slider icon here, so that locates the slider, tells us where it is. The next step to do this, whenever you're using sliders that are dependent on frame numbers, you have to divide it by the frame rate of the composition. I'm using 2997 as my frame rate. It makes it so each number on the slider, each numeric value, so here if we look at this, let's go to switches. So each numeric value will represent a single frame in a time remap. Okay, so I will do this again. This is for oh, that wasn't for blink, that should have been for mouth shape. So let's retype that, mouth shape. Okay, now this one, let's enable this, and this one is for blink. Slider divided by 2997. Okay, perfect. So now let's have a look at what that does. If I right click on here and go edit value, I have a range of, I really only have 6 frames in that, so you can set the range so it's not so sensitive. So I'll usually set it to, I could set, actually I probably should set it to 4. 4 is plenty for the blink. And for the mouse shape, there's only 3 mouse shapes, so it's 0, 1, 2. So I'll set this value to 3 just to give myself a little bit, oh, not the value, sorry, edit value, the range to 3, set the value to 0. So now let's just see what it can do. If I go to 1, my eyes are more squinted. 2 and 3, they're closed. 0, mouse shape, 1, 2, fully opened, and 0. And I can also slide it, as you can see. When I use this head control composition here, I can now manipulate the blinking. And let's turn this off. Let's put our effect controls in here for now. Okay, so as you can see, I have my blink in there, perfect, and that's fully animatable, so I can keyframe that, no problem. So let's just test it really quick. Slider 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's zoom in here so we can see what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's go to frame. Let's go frame 3. Okay, I'm doing 3. That should be closed, and then on 1, 2, 3, and let's go to 0, and that's open. So let's have a look. Here we go. Size, blink, perfect, and the mouse should be the same. So mouse shape, 0, 1, 2, 3. That should be frame 2. 0 counts as a frame, so you know. 0. Okay, so let's have a look. And It's a really fast mouth open. For mouths, I usually just let it be nice and slow. I don't mind that it's clicky personally. I kind of like it. So let's zoom out a little bit here. Okay, so let's have a look at that. So his mouth opens and he blinks. Wonderful. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to use the puppet tool with the character's face to create facial distortions that can be controlled by the expression sliders I just built.